Are we going? Is this happening? Oh my God, is it happening? Mashup Talk. The triumphant return of Mashup Talk. The show formerly known as... The show formerly known as Weekly Meeting. I mean, it was like, actually, the show formerly known as Weekly Meeting, now formerly known as Mashup Talk. It's a whole thing. We just can't decide on names. No, we're changing all sorts of things here at Booty Mashup. Welcome, 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 everybody. Give it up. Thank you to Fox Sounds for doing Sit and Spin, your fitness adjacent dance party. And yes, DJ Time, I see you there. All the new things. Yeah, shit's opening up. Oh my God. What the fucking seriously, what the fucking fuck? Okay, so first off, shit's opening up. At least in California. Oh, Liam GM stalking my Insta, and wow, yeah, that's what it's there for. Stalk me on the social medias. Yeah, I am coming to you live from Berlin right now, and black screen. What's black screen? Are you guys? You're getting me? I'm just checking the chat. So I'm coming to you live from Berlin. And Berlin is not as open as San Francisco, but it's summertime. It is full on summer. It's not like July or August summer, but it's June summer. And the thing is in Berlin, when you've had 6 months of cold, gray, ugly Berlin, like every Cold War movie cliche of what Berlin looks like is 100% true. But for 3 months out of the year, it's legit summer here, and the city really explodes. It's like the parks are just filled with people hanging out outside, drinking beers, just hanging. Things are opening up a little bit. So I've been out and about. I'm trying to make the most of my last, well, at this point, really, let's see, tonight's Friday night. I am now T-minus 32 hours until I leave Berlin, which is just crazy to me. A lot of you have been following the channel know this. For those who don't, I'm based in San Francisco. Booty Mashup started in San Francisco, but when the Corona apocalypse happened, my partner, Jupiter Gatling, was stuck in Berlin because, can't travel. Everything shut down. I'm stuck in San Francisco. So we spent 5 months separated. I was able to eventually get to Berlin when Germany allowed, several countries in Europe, but when specifically Germany allowed unmarried couples to reunite. So after 5 months, I was finally able to come to Berlin. So when I was here last summer, but I was on the tail end of summertime, it was like August, I started the process to apply for an artist visa. It took 5 months to apply for an artist visa. Apparently, the German government thought I was an artist enough to give me a 3-year artist visa. So I went back to San Francisco in right at the beginning of the year, January. Spent 2 months packing up my life, packing everything up. I'm moving to Berlin. And then I moved to Berlin 3.5 months ago, thinking, well, I'm going to be here a while. Like, Corona apocalypse is going to be in effect for a while. But no, actually, literally the week after I moved to Berlin, vaccines started rolling out, especially in the US and most specifically in California was just like on it. And so I knew this day was coming where ultimately California is opening. And I mean like reopening in a big way, like June 15th, full reopen. And we didn't know it was going to be a full reopen. They were talking about full reopening. But no, we're going the full Florida, full Texas. A bunch of states in the US are already open. I've been really good. I don't want the ick. I did not want the corona ick. Although based on our vaccine reactions, apparently I would have been fine. Jupiter Gatling would have been like the one who died. Just saying. She had a really bad vaccination reaction. I've been okay. So was able to manage to get our vaccines here in Germany, which is a little weird. Jupiter had to kind of like pull some weird strings, and I'm going back to the States. I'm heading back to the States in a day and a half. So this is my last Mashup talk from Germany, and I'm gonna fully admit I might have had a few cocktails tonight. I might have had a few beers in a beer garden because it's summertime. It's warm, and outside things are a lot more open outside. Outdoors there's not much. The spread of corona is not as much of a thing. It's indoors with bad ventilation. That's a thing. So things are still pretty much shut down, at least as far as nightlife, bars, theaters, clubs, all that is pretty much shut down for at least. I mean, things are getting vaccinated here. Things are opening up here, but not yet. So I'm going back to California literally in a day and a half to relaunch our very first Booty Mashup party back in San Francisco next Saturday. And then we will be in Seattle 2 weeks after that. And then we will be in LA 4 weeks after that, the first Saturday in August. Oh my God, who's rating us? Who's rating us? Tall Squall, thank you so much for the raid. It's Mashup Talk. I'm going to sit here and talk for an hour. Actually, it's not just going to be me though. So our party's tonight. So a bunch of things are happening. So first of all, number one, we are never leaving Twitch. All of you people who've been here for us and have been like part of our crew, part of our pirate crew, part of the whole experience of just Booty Mashup transitioning from a live club that plays mashups to a channel that plays mashups. Oh God, no, we are never fucking leaving Twitch. But we do need to make some adjustments as we are just schedule. It's literally just schedule adjustments as we transition to doing live events again. Because the live events happen on mostly Saturdays and some Fridays. So tomorrow is our very, very last Parklet party live from DNA Lounge. And then every Saturday night is going to be live from DNA Lounge, our home venue in San Francisco. And then also here, live on Twitch. And we are definitely figuring out different ways. And it's probably going to be a learning process for the first few weeks of us back at DNA Lounge with a full-on party of also integrating our Twitch live stream because we love the interactive quality here. So I know DJ Dada is going to be your stream host for like at least the first 2 weeks. Myself, DJ Time, DJ Erison are all going to be DJing live from the club. We'll probably pop in. At least, it won't just be us live streaming, but we're not really interacting. We're going to like pop in. It's going to be a thing. We are definitely doing a thing. And we're going to figure out exactly how to work that thing. We are all about integrating our two worlds now. mashing up our two worlds, our live stream world with Twitch and also our IRL world with, well, in this case on Saturday nights at DNA Lounge. So Saturday is going to be a parklet party for 7 to 10 Pacific. It's the small thing. And then the following Saturday, all your Saturdays here on Twitch on our channel are going to be live from the club. But Fridays are always going to be a theme here on Twitch. We are not giving up our Friday nights, and we're moving some stuff around. Airson's not going to be doing her happy hour anymore on Fridays. DJ Time's not going to be doing Roland anymore on Thursdays. I think Airson's going to take over Thursdays. We're still trying to figure out what we're doing with Fridays. So there's going to be some changes, and we're still figuring it all out. But all you people need to know is that we are still here for you. Mashup Talk is still here. Fridays are still going to be the biggest nights. Oh, DJ Time, but when is that? When is that happening? Are you moving to Sundays next week? Is it like a few weeks from now? Like, I don't know. And yes, the last happy hour with Airson will be next Friday. Okay, so, I mean, it'll be, today and next Friday. Oh God, burlesque, Shiza. Yeah, there will be burlesque live on stage at DNA Lounge, and we still need to kind of figure out exactly how we're going to show that on Twitch. Part of me is like, okay, Dada, you're in charge of the live stream, so you need to cut away when they do when we do the nipple reveal, because every burlesque, well, it's not nipple reveal, it's boob reveal, but the nipples are covered up. But nippled covered up is still not Twitch compliant, so we're figuring it all out. So we're sorting it all out. Yes, pasties for the win, but pasties are still. Or maybe we just change our streaming category to hot tubs. Wait, what is it? Pools, hot tubs, and Twitch just changed it. Pools, hot tubs, and beach category. And then I think we might be okay. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. But bottom line is, we're here. And we're still going to be doing themes. And our theme for tonight. So our theme for this Friday is meme girls. I was just trying to come up with some pun on memes. DJ Lobster Dust came up with the idea of, like, why don't we do... okay, I'm explaining it way more than he did. He just was like, memes. But like let's do memes. Music that you know from memes, things that went viral years ago, and then songs, mashups were made. So tonight is Meme Girls. So it's gonna be right after this show. It's gonna be Lobster Dust. I know, I love, and DJ Time, I'm not kidding. I love calling Lobster Dust a meme girl. It's not about Lobster Dust, it's about Tibby. Tibby is the meme girl. If Lobster Dust could make his fucking cat, like, just become a meme, like, if he could turn Tibby into the grumpy cat for the 20 teens, he would be, for the 2020s, he would be all about it. So, let's make that happen. But yeah, so this is also why I'm happy about tonight's guest on Mashup Talk. Started off as a YouTuber, someone who, was basically a meme lord a little bit. He's made a bunch of mashups that have gone viral, like legit viral on YouTube. He's very active on Twitter, posting very funny things that should all go viral. And I know that's sort of like his deal has been, like, he got into mashup culture quite a few years ago as sort of like from the meme side of things, not necessarily from the music side of things, but from the meme side of things, but he's a really fucking great producer. And as I've seen his career over the past couple years go from meme lord to mashup master. So I'm quite happy to have William Maranci. Yes, William Maranci is my special guest. Giving him a call right now. We are doing Discord video. Hopefully this all works because usually I Skype with people. Let's see if we can get the Discord to work because the Discord's always like a little off. Are we here? Are we here? No, we are not here yet. No. Okay, I'm going to click it back to here. What?
The tech support is right here.
Tech support's right here.
Something's going wrong.
I know. Here, I'm going to try again.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah. What is that? Like everyone, all the Gen Z people are saying like, Discord videos. No one uses Skype anymore. Okay, boomer. Oh, okay, Gen Xer. No.
Hit the video button. Hit the video button.
I am.
Oh.
Okay, we're waiting. I'm going to put in my other thing. They're all about the...
ghosting you.
Yeah, right? Ghosted already.
That you're not cool enough for my interview.
Are we calling? This is not coming through. Here we go. We're trying again. There we go.
Oh, that was too loud.
Hello, William Maranci.
Make him bigger. No,
yeah,
no.
Okay, wait. Oh, yeah, go to the thing.
Yay.
Okay, and adjust it there. All right. Okay,
William.
I don't hear him.
Why don't you hear him?
Oh, here we go. There we go. There's a little.
Cool.
There's more of a delay with the Discord than there is with the Skype.
You will deal.
I will deal.
Look, we can see here that the chatbot can hear him, right?
Jupiter Gatling, everybody.
Hello, I'm
hear me?
support.
We hear you. You are good to go. All right. So welcome to Mashup Talk.
We love you.
Sorry, we
love you.
Are we Maranci stans? Is it still okay to say stans?
Even without the quotation marks.
No, I
fucking
fucking hate the word stan because stan is literally that term came from an Eminem song where the stan is a dude named Stan who's a little crazy and obsessive. And while I love and adore William Maranci, I don't think I'm going to drive my girlfriend off a bridge while she's locked in a trunk. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
this sounds a little problematic.
Right? Right. No, Stan is problematic. We're just saying.
A lot of
I
evidence.
love you. I'm gonna go over there till Adriana needs tech support. I love you. I love you, Mashups.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I know you've been jumping in. I know into our chat pod. It's always like, I always feel like every time you pop into our chat pod, in my mind, it's always like the ticker tape parade. Like, William Maranci's here. We love your mashups. So welcome to Mashup Talk. And so my intro was basically, it's like your introduction, I feel, to mashup culture was sort of like from a meme. Like you want to make memes point of view. Would you say that that's true?
So on my current channel, the one that I started in I actually started in 2017, but didn't upload anything until 2018. And I did want to basically get ahead in the meme game with, I was running a music meme page on Facebook and
okay.
Yeah, I was learning basically the ins and outs of how to run a meme page, and it was helping me with my mashups. It was helping me with what I wanted to do, just in general.
Well, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, you want to connect with people, you want to make a connection with a pop culture thing that they know, and you would use mashups as a way to even further this little pop culture moment and make it even more, correct?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to focus a little bit less on pop culture now. I'm trying to just focus on I don't know, more of what I want to make, and I didn't initially set out to make more clean, family friendly mashups basically, or just like rock song versus rock song. I have done that a lot, but I'm trying to really branch out from that, and I don't know. I think eventually I want to like kind of surpass the meme mashup status a little bit.
Well,
And
I think you already are.
I would hope so.
I mean, I was like, I'm using. I mean, obviously, our theme tonight is Meme Girls, which was completely accidental. That I was like,
Oh, it's fine.
I booked William Maranci, and this is our theme tonight because that was your
Okay.
entry point into into mashup culture. I feel like, but you know,
Yeah.
I got into you much later, like deep in your career, and I love, like, I remember when I was like a kid and I would fall in love with a band, and then I would realize, oh my god, they've got like 6 albums that I didn't even know about because I just now fell in love with them. And I felt the same way with you, where I was like, oh my god, this Ghostbusters 9 Inch Nails mashup. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, no, I've been into you even longer than that because you used to have another alias.
I did.
Dump Huff?
Yeah, I was like, so I started doing like kind of like comedy rap.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff is probably never gonna see the light of day. But since then, I basically just used the channel to like. Eventually, I started doing mashups. I think like I started in like early 20, like I started really focusing on YouTube and mashup culture in like 2016 maybe.
Which
Like
is,
towards the end.
you know, you know us, we're old school. 2016 is like, well, actually, that was a little bit of a dark period for mashup culture.
Yeah.
Because there
100%.
wasn't, everyone old stopped making mashups or wasn't finding an audience for them. And then you were part of a wave of YouTubers that were really bubbling up and creating some amazing things. And I'm fascinated by the fact that, like, mashups are kind of like what you're known for now, but that wasn't. But your early YouTube videos were more like jokey meme stuff.
Yeah.
How did
totally.
you transition into, oh wait, let me just put 2 songs together and make a thing?
I guess deep down I kind of always wanted this to be the case. I had my old channel and I got to like 5K subscribers, and I basically just abandoned ship after I realized I was just doing the same 2 song A plus B mashups just in general. And
Right.
they weren't really getting the reception I was hoping for. And I knew that like if I had started a new channel with like an entirely new fan base, because I've been making videos since like 2009
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. That was my dream initially. I made like songs about food.
Yes, I saw those.
Yeah.
And so you sort of thought, like, I mean, you obviously have, I mean, how old are you? You're like
25.
25, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm impressed by your musical knowledge that I feel like is well beyond a typical 25-year-old. You have a pretty rich knowledge of, you know, like stuff from the 80s and 90s, and you're pulling from that in the mashups that you're making. Like, I originally thought you were a little bit older. And then when I found out, I was like, oh, damn, okay. Which, so you obviously, you are like a lot of mashup produce. You know, it seems like most people in the mashup scene, we gravitate towards mashups because we love music, and we don't just love one kind of music. We love a whole ton of music, and we go deep. We definitely try to figure out like what we love. Like, what was your entry point of like, let me start making mashups? What was it?
It might actually have been either Psychosocial Baby by Isosign or what is it? Call Me a Hole by Pomme de Terre.
Oh,
Those
okay.
were like my 2 like first mashups that like really made me say like, yeah, I want to do this.
Okay. Well, I love that people in our scene are inspiring you, and that you've like taken the ball and you've run with it. And I'm also fascinated by the fact that originally you were trying to do, stuff that would make you go viral and things like that. And now you're trying to focus on stuff you love. What is the music you love?
I love a lot of like indie music. I love a lot of like weird like IDM electronic music. Mostly just like indie stuff from the 2000s and 90s.
Death Grips.
For the most part.
Just say it. You love Death Grips.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think they came out a little more recently, but I when I first heard Death Grips, my mind was blown.
I'd never heard Death Grips until I did the William Maranci deep dive, and I was like, why does this dude have like 30 Death Grips mashups? I've never even heard of this band.
There was an entire community of Death Grips mashups, and a few people have like gone on to like go beyond making Death Grips mashups and make like atmospheric drum and bass, like actual like electronic music that like isn't really memey. It like is very vibey or fun.
Right.
And a lot of that actually inspired me to not do that entirely and just keep doing mashups and try to like build my name off like mashups and like I don't know. I don't really want to abandon ship.
Oh, well, I love that you are not abandoning the ship. Because obviously I feel like as a mashup community, and especially as Booty Mashup, speaking personally, like we've adopted you. You're like, oh my God, we love all the things you do, and I feel like Jupiter Gatling and I both went down a William Maranci rabbit hole and downloaded like 100 different things, and it was really interesting to see the progression of this dude made like 20 Death Grips mashups and then like did some other things, and they've gotten really, I will say this about your mashups, a lot of them, unlike simply taking a vocal and an instrumental and slapping it together and dealing with it, and you just it either works or it doesn't, and A plus B, you will do that, but you will often take things that don't quite fit and you will force them to fit. Your Bohemian Whopsody, your just released David Bowie Blink 182, where you are literally taking the vocal stem and you are adjusting the vocals. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So for that kind of stuff, I use a lot of Melodyne. I basically, like, from my Bandcamp money that I initially got on my old Bandcamp just from donations, everything was pay what you want, which might have been a little risky because my first one got taken down.
Bandcamp's yeah. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Totally. But then it got taken down, and but before then, I was like, I had a good amount of money and like bought like the most or second most expensive version of Melodyne, and it has helped me a lot.
It's worth the money, huh?
I know other people like Neil C. Sariga uses what is it? Yeah, he uses Melodyne. Like on his like SoundCloud, like he's only left a few comments, and one of them very early on was, I used Melodyne for this.
To adjust that. Now, but more than having the software tools to be able to adjust a vocal melody to fit with an instrumental, you have an ear for it. Like, I've been listening to mashups for 20 years, and it's always like a lot of them, I mean, they're either locked in for the whole song, and there's always like some blue notes here and there. Yeah. And you've got an ear for it. And you are a student at Berklee School of Music in Boston, right?
I was, yeah. I graduated 2018.
Okay, great. Okay. That makes so much sense, because I always say that the best mashup producers are not actually DJs. I mean, it's like mashup culture has such a cliche of like, oh, DJs, and it's like, and it's not helped by a zillion TikToks of somebody pretending to do this when it's actually a pre-produced track that they already made and already adjusted everything. But it's musicians and people who know how to write songs and people who know how to play an instrument. So when I found out that you're like, you're a Berkeley person, that makes sense. A Berkeley School of Music person. It suddenly made a ton of sense. Did you do you play an instrument?
Primarily I play drums.
Okay.
Yeah. I studied drums at Berkeley mostly, but I also I did this major called Pro Music because I actually didn't get into the electronic production and design major, which I was my preferred route, but it just didn't work out.
Well, it's electronic music. You can
Yeah.
make that work out. That's like I have a degree in radio and television.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a club promoter and a live streamer and a DJ, so it doesn't ultimately.
Yeah.
But you have some tools within you. You absorbed a bunch of stuff. You've got the skill set now
Yeah.
for all sorts of things. Awesome. So you've definitely your mashups have gone from being like trying to establish yourself on a platform like YouTube, trying to like catch on to trends and make little, obviously your inspirations were other YouTubers that kind of had their mashups go viral, but now your mashups are less memey and just more like fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
I mean, let's talk about Meat Mountain, because Meat Mountain to me is like, okay, here's the William Maranci that I thought I knew, and then it was like, oh, this isn't just next level. This is like the next 3 levels. So props on that. If Chatpot, if you have not heard Meat Mountain, it's a very, very multi-dimensional, multi-layered mashup album. You've got some A+Bs on there, which are super solid, but you also have a bunch of stuff that's so like sound clownish, plunderphonics, very audio collage. Can you talk about how that came together? Like, how'd you make that leap?
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely overlap between mashup culture and the plunderphonics. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know. I prefer listening to plunderphonics albums than most mashup albums because I feel like they just use a ton more samples and it's much more interesting.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of A+B mashups that I really enjoy. But I for my personal listening, I listen to plunderphonics a little bit more.
Really, what do you listen to? Like, who are artists? What are some of the things that really like? Yes.
I love. Remember listening to DJ Shadow's Introducing?
Obviously, an inspiration for so many. Yeah.
Album. And Avalanche's Since I Left You. That's the other really big one.
Sure.
I love that album. Oh, what else?
Have you ever heard the Kleptones?
Yes.
Okay. Because I mean, you're mentioning Shadow and Avalanches, which were both of those records were commercial and got
true.
actually released. And when I'm thinking of some of like the really good shit, it's all like bootleg style. Like Kleptones, Flying White Dots, Asamiso, so many people that put out like these amazing, audio collage mashup albums, but they're not legit, you know?
Yeah, I know that in the case of like Odelay by Beck or Since I Left You or Introducing, I know they got someone to try to clear all of the samples for Spotify and streaming. I think it might have been initially when it came out on CD or vinyl. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I know the first DJ mix by the Avalanches had a lot of mashups.
Yes, yeah, it definitely did. But I think also audio clearances were a little easier back then. I mean, you look at an album like Paul's Boutique by Beastie Boys, which had well over 200 different samples. And I mean, I read something where it's if this album, that album came out in 90, late 90s.
89?
Yeah, or late 80s. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. 89. Yes, this is what I mean. You are like an encyclopedia of music knowledge, which I love. And if that album came out today, it would be like a record company would be like, "Oh hells no, we cannot afford these music clearances." So what do you do? I mean, I'm thinking of Meat Mountain, and you've got all these weird little samples and stuff, and you're releasing it on Bandcamp, which so many mashup producers release their stuff on Bandcamp these days, which I think now there's another wave of producers doing that after another wave had all their shit taken down, apparently including you. Like, how do we deal with copyright?
I never got my channel like totally like X'd, but it was headed in that direction. I think I had like 2 strikes when I deleted my old channel, and it's weird because there are like there are artists like Kanye and Radiohead, like some artists that are on like XO recordings or like some like subsidiary of Beggars Banquet or Beggars Records or whatever. And for a while, like a lot of those songs, like maybe like starting in the mid 2010s, were like just taken down.
Yeah.
I don't think any copyright strikes were dealt, except I did get one for Kanye. What's interesting is today, you can make like a Radiohead mashup and a Kanye mashup, and it won't like get immediately flagged.
Now you're talking on YouTube, right?
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, like, I obviously have very mixed feelings about YouTube,
but YouTube's like
honestly,
where you've made your name.
Right. And just from dealing with other like platforms, YouTube is not the worst. Somehow.
I mean, to me, when we first started live streaming, Facebook was the worst. Like, we would start live streaming and it'd be like 5 minutes after we started like a live stream, it was like, blam, your audio's muted. Our Twitter account got shut down for a month because of copyright clearances on Britney Spears Baby One More Time, from a tweet from like 8 years ago. So, yeah. But also, I feel like with YouTube, because Lewis Wake is here in the chat. I know he had some issues with YouTube taking his, striking his YouTube channel. You have a certain, I feel like, critical mass of followers or subscribers on YouTube. Do you think that is I was like, YouTube kind of keeps a lot of their like inner workings a little on the DL, but I mean, do you feel like you hit the too big to fail, too big to get a copyright takedown?
I kind of think that unless like I haven't received any manual claims like in the past like year or two.
It's all bots, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty much all bots, and it's mostly for visual content.
Really?
So some of my videos I make or some of my mashups I make videos for. Some of them I don't. I just do whatever I feel like. But YouTube, like, I think they know they can squeeze a lot of money out of me for my mashups, and I think they might know that like taking down my channel will cause more problems than solutions. Like, they have Content ID. They can just send the money to the songs that are detected, and there shouldn't be an issue unless it's like the Eagles or something.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is the only reason that YouTube allows mashups to survive is because of the Content ID. I mean, you go to your videos, zillion people in our community, and there's the list, and I was like, okay, you're not monetizing it, the record labels are. Yeah, and
I mean, that's why Patreon is such a big thing, or just like Bandcamp donations, or putting your PayPal in your bio.
Exactly. I mean, trust me, it's hard. I'm well aware of how hard it is as a mashup producer. I mean, I was like, I sure would make a lot more money if I wrote my own songs, but I get a lot more attention, and it's a lot more fun to fuck with other people's music, but I can't really monetize
100%.
it. How do you monetize it? I mean, our way has always been like, well, I throw a party for a living, but, you know, or at least I used to. I guess I'm going to in another week or two. But obviously, the past year and a half has been like, oh God, okay, I guess Twitch and Patreon. Patreon's been really great.
Yeah.
And I do love that there are these platforms that do allow creators to be able to somehow eke out some compensation for the amazing, what I feel is very legit. It's a mashup is a legitimate art form, you know, and I love that that you have definitely, like, just, it's been great to watch the growth of what you've done. What so far has been, you would say, the mashup that you've created that you feel, and not necessarily your absolute favorite, but the one that is just like, well, that's the hit. That's like, if you were a band on tour, that's the one you got to play every night because that's the one the fans expect. Which mashup is it?
Well, Bohemian Rhapsody is my most viewed video on YouTube.
That's probably the
And
one.
it's got like maybe like 4 million views, just about.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably it. I am playing a festival pretty soon, just like a virtual festival, but I'm not putting it in there.
What?
And I mean, I don't know. I like TikTok loves it. TikTok also really likes my Benny and the Jets and Soulja Boy mashup. But sadly, I was not credited. There was no like William Maranci in the title or anything. But it's like,
But did
at
you?
least people are hearing the combination.
Oh, somebody else reposted it on TikTok, and then see, this is what I mean about tagging.
That's always what happens to me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. I mean, as you know, having dealt with the whole issue of credit, that the conversation that has been happening over the past few months, specifically in our community, but this is a conversation that's been happening. You know, it just keeps popping up. Like, we don't get money for these. We don't get royalties. All we have is just that name credit. So yeah, that sucks.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, this might be a little bit of like a sidetracking, but DJ Cumberbund and I are cool now, and I'm actually like not that far from him. Like I'm like outside of New York, and we almost met up, but our schedules didn't work out, so we might just do a video call at some point.
Oh my God, that would be a beautiful meeting of the minds. Yeah, that was like a crazy little. That was a crazy little like, what is it with Twitter? Like, you know, YouTube and Twitch, Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, we all have our little things, but somehow on Twitter, as soon as people start talking on Twitter, it's like. But I'm glad that our like, I covered that in last week's Mashup Talk, the little mashup drama that we had, and it did ultimately kind of come down to that issue that I just talked about with credit. When you come up with a concept and it's like, ooh, this is the concept that people are like loving, and it maybe goes a little viral or gets some attention, and you know, it's like, you're not going to make any money off of this idea. So at least recognize that I was the one that came up with it. But you have had this issue, like, not just recently with TikTok, but even on YouTube, where people take your mashup idea and then redo it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, as far as reboots go, like, my view, like, right now, is that, like, I think it's just a case-by-case thing. Like, I'm fine with people remaking my mashups. I had someone, like, I've had a ton of people remake my mashups, especially the old ones that might not be at, like, a super high audio quality.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm fine with it, but there might be DJs who aren't, and I don't know, like, they like, reach out to them and say, like, hey, do you mind if I like, try to, you know, put my own spin on your mashup? I don't know. I think it's a case-by-case thing.
Yeah, I mean, I always think, like, for me, I always feel like, okay, look, shit's gonna happen. A lot of ideas are gonna get repeated. I just feel like if someone is like, hey, I made, or somebody else made nearly the exact same mashup, I think that I was like, oh, oopsie. Okay, well, I'll give credit to the one that happened before, and I think, which I know that you've started doing as well, and I think that that's cool. But I know with DJ
I was
Cummerbund,
on the other end of all of that.
I know you were, and I thought you handled it. You handled it very well. In that whole little drama thing, it was like, oh, you know what? I put it in the description. It's like, this is what came before me. It's okay. And I thought that was cool. I think the thing with Cummerbund, and we adore DJ Cummerbund, but I think he got really sucked into his character. And his character is just being like, his character's being the wrestling villain. So of course he's going to be like, whatever.
But honestly, like, I feel like that apology was when we really started to see that, like, there's more to him.
Yes.
And I believe in redemption first and foremost, and if he just keeps it up, I have no issues with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like, I know that you definitely sort of like got dragged into the greater mashup community via myself, Pomme de Terre, Tim from Radio Clash, and there's a little bit of like this old school, new school, and then finding out that, and I have to say, like, being so new to it, you've only been making mashups for 4 or 5 years, but your mashups have such a deep musical history that it doesn't feel like you've only been making mashups for this long. It feels like you've been, like, you've got a do you feel like to be a really good mashup producer you need to kind of have like this encyclopedic knowledge of music?
Honestly, no. Like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, you can get to making a good mashup in like a million different ways.
Sure.
Like, I'm working with one of my friends. I'm staying at his house, and I have we have very different ways of constructing music, but we work together super well. Maybe he'll have like a more serious idea and like focus on mixing and mastering a little bit more, and I'll focus on like throwing in a weird sample or like maybe add some drums or something.
Making it fun. Yeah.
Right.
Which I do think is, I will say this, when you came along, it felt like mashup culture in general started off with this very cheeky, very, like fucking with pop music in a fun way.
Yeah.
And then over the course of, 10, 15 years, it just became like, oh, I'm just going to take this song. It sounds kind of like this song, and here we go. And it wasn't until you came along where I was like, oh, here's a brand new producer who is easily could have been making mashups back in 2003. It was that same original spirit that like really like kickstarted the whole, bootleg mashup movement of being a little cheeky. And you were the one that like, and it's interesting, I will say, the fact that it was Isonine's Psychosexual Baby and Pomme de Terre's Call Me a Hole, two mashups that went a bit viral, and they went viral because they were fun, irreverent, oh my god, what the fuck, I can't believe this is happening, mashup. Yeah. So I was a little bit surprised that YouTube, especially, because let's face it, the mashup culture is mostly YouTube and TikTok at this point, as far as like where do you discover these things. And it's so filled with so many not mashups that kind of have that oh my god, what the fuck factor. And you definitely you bring that oh my god, what the fuck factor in a way that isn't even necessarily funny anymore, Like your Bowie Blink 182 is just, it's fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful mashup. And it has the oh my god, what the fuck factor. But there's nothing funny about it. It's just like, holy shit. You know?
Yeah.
PDS Mix is here. It's like crumple bangers. They're called crumple bangers.
Shout out to the Crumple Bangers Discord.
Shout out, yeah. Which you're in there now. It's like, yeah. Shout out to and I have to say, welcome to. I'm so glad that you are taking a bigger part in a conversation with the community and other people that are in the community, because I've always felt that like what you do is so like, oh my god, this is like it's that original bootleg spirit, and it's the next generation. You're, you know,
I'm here to entertain first and foremost.
Well, yeah. So what do you where do you see yourself going? And you know, like what do you love to do? What do you want to do? You mentioned earlier that you're now making mashups for yourself. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah. Not really caring how many views I get. I mean, obviously, I'm always going to care a little bit.
You always care.
But I'm trying to find that balance.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember a video that you posted about a year ago, which I was just like, I was a little surprised by, because I was like, this is what you do. You want to be this person on YouTube, but then the more YouTubers I've talked to, and now that I'm also on Twitch, where, you know, we're looking at our view count constantly, and it's like, oh, the pressure is real, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely believe, like, I think a lot of, like, YouTube content creators and YouTubers who are, like, constantly in the public eye or have, like, a large devoted following, a lot of those people would benefit, like, including me, from therapy, honestly. Like, and not in, like, a mean way. I think genuinely, like, being a YouTuber, like, is so stressful at points. And, I definitely think for a lot of people, like, just, like, you know, like, find someone to talk to, and, you know, I mean, I don't know, I have, like, some serious mental health problems, but, like,
a lot of us do, and I know you've been forward about it, and I think that's awesome. It's good to talk about it. I've been really, I love it when people actually are open about issues like that, because we all do. But we live in a society that was like, you're supposed to clamp it down. It's like, no, talk openly about it, and you have a forum. Like, to me, that was like immediately when you posted a video on YouTube a year ago where you were like, I'm retiring, which was like, what, 2 weeks?
That was the dumbest idea ever.
It was like, no. You know what? You were checking off the boxes. It's like, okay, you know, Mashup producer makes a big announcement that they're retiring, makes a new mashup 2 weeks later. I mean, I was so happy.
It's a common phenomenon.
But I loved how open you were with it, because and I was like, and I wanted to just like reach through the computer screen and give you a hug and be like, it's okay, take a break. You don't need to keep trying to feed that algorithm, you know, machine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The one thing that is like still like the long-term impact of that scenario is that I'm trying to take my time a little bit more. Like on my old channel and earlier on my current channel, I was making like a video a day, and honestly, I wasn't really happy.
Yeah.
So now I just take my time, maybe do 1 or 2 videos a week, depending on how I'm feeling. And it's been great.
Yeah. I mean, you need, when you're trying to force it all the time. I always tell people, like, people ask me all the time, it's like, how do you come up with mashups? And I'm like, I barely come up with mashups. It's mostly my scene and my community. But when I do, it's usually like just like in the shower, walking around. I'm in a shop. I hear, you know, it's like it just hits you, and those are almost always the best ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah. What's the mashup that you're okay? So you already told us the Bohemian Rhapsody is probably your biggest hit, but what is the mashup that you are like just most proud of? Like if they had to, on your gravestone, there has to be like a continuous loop of some mashup playing.
Yeah.
What is that mashup?
I think I uploaded this recently. It was a re-upload of this mashup called "The Future Is Now," and it kind of sounds like a precursor to Meat Mountain a little bit, but the amount of effort I put into it was I don't know. I've had problems with like working hard because like I'm always scared that I'm just gonna it's gonna be taxing mentally,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, admittedly it is, but there are some serious payoffs that can occur.
What's in the future is now?
Um, Genesis, that's all. Arctic Monkeys, do I want to know? It's a ton of songs.
Okay, you've got a bunch of sources.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Chat
I don't
pod
remember
go.
all of them, sadly.
it's, I mean, but that's the thing when you work on an epic piece, and then it's like how long did you work on that? I mean, I know sometimes you throw together a mashup and it was like 2 hours and it's done, and then sometimes it's like weeks later and you're like, let me just fucking finish this.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, like, the most recent, I don't know, like, as of late, I forgot what I was going to say.
Mashup that you spent a lot of time on that you're proud of.
Oh, yeah, I mean, initially, I think, I don't know, I just wanted to keep outdoing myself, and once college ended, I felt like I could finally just, like, devote all of my energy to all that stuff.
Yeah, but don't you have to get a
paid
day
off.
job or something?
I will at some point. Yeah, I keep mooching off my parents.
Oh, it's again, we've all been there. We've all done it. It's okay. I get it, and it's also hello, there's been a global pandemic the past year and a half.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, during the pandemic, I basically like learned how to stream on Twitch. Learned like I don't know, just like started video chatting more. And, I mean, it hasn't been entirely bad for me. Like I've definitely, and I've also like, learned like Ableton more. And
what
learned
were
how to
you
use
making
Ableton in FL
mashups?
Studio.
Were you making mashups without Ableton before?
Yeah, mostly Logic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I only really use Ableton now because I'm mainly on a PC. Today, like I just brought my MacBook to where I am, but back home I have like this like huge gaming PC that basically is where I make all of my content.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's faster, it's easier to work with. Yeah, all that.
Oh yeah, and it can actually stream Twitch, like me to Twitch.
Okay. So I'm going to circle back to something you said. You said you're doing a virtual festival soon. Do you mean
Yes.
a DJ set? You're making the leap from being a producer to actually doing a set?
So no, it's basically like a virtual concert, like if do you know about the Mind Gala or whatever it is, where it's like a bunch of like people just like playing in virtual reality in like a Minecraft world or something.
Yep.
It's kind of like that.
Okay. Are you in there as well, or you're just doing an
Yeah.
audio feed? Okay, you're in there as well.
I'm just doing audio actually. But
Right,
I
okay.
have a visual.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the part where I ask you if you'll do a guest DJ set ever on the Booty Mashup channel.
I am 100% down.
Chat pod, let me see some emotes. Okay, good. Because the thing is like we're starting to do real life parties, and I know a lot of our DJs are like, oh shit, like we're rearranging our schedules and stuff. So my big takeaway was like, ooh, does this mean that in the same way that I book guest DJs for a real life party, can I start booking guest DJs for the Booty Mashup channel? Like people that might not necessarily be able to like get to the club, but I can have them virtually. As I increasingly in the past year and a half, a lot more people have figured out how to fucking live stream. You know.
Yeah.
So yes, Eric Chatpod. William Maranci has his own Twitch channel. Also, though, I mean, I assume YouTube. When you live stream, you actually probably stream to both YouTube and Twitch.
Actually, don't anymore. I usually just do one or the other.
Okay, well, I will tell you, Twitch.
Because I feel like I mean, I stream to Twitch, but I don't stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
Is there a reason?
Yeah. Because I lose subscribers on YouTube. I do that.
Yeah, and honestly, if you ever want to make...
I mean, I have a Twitch, and
Yeah, if you, and if you're trying to make partner on Twitch... Like that's an immediate ding against you. You won't make partner if they see you live like restreaming to somewhere else. No.
Right.
All right. Well, cool. Well, we are about to get our happy hour going, but I wanted to thank you so much for coming on to Mashup Talk and just literally just shooting the shit with me about mashups and specifically your mashups. So, it's
been a pleasure.
I'm a fan. I've been so supportive. All of us here at Booty Mashup have been super supportive of your work. Been loving it. I can't wait to be in a club and drop some of your tracks. They're not all club friendly, but the ones that are, they're going to be the ones that do make people like they start dancing and then the vocal comes in. You're like, what? So I'm super excited about that. Oh, fun stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we look forward to hearing more of your work in the future.
Thanks. It's been an honor.
All right. Thanks a lot, William. Ciao. William Maranci, everybody. Seriously, I love that I'm actually bringing people onto the show to like just shoot the shit with. Obviously, I love mashup culture. I love being able to actually talk with the producers, talk with the people making mashup culture happen. And we are a culture. This is a thing. So let me go ahead and get to changing happy hour with DJ Airson. It is Airson, right? Yes. This will be DJ Airson's, I believe, second to last happy hour. There we go. And we are not just chatting. We're taking it to music. So I don't know if she's going to participate in the Meme Girls theme or not. I probably should have checked in. But whatever. It's DJ Airson doing happy hour. It's always going to be a fun time. And we have our own. Yeah, what's the future of Airson? Airson is going to ultimately move because Friday nights are like when you're a real life working DJ, which most of us are, the weekends are pretty hardcore. So she's actually got a gig on Fridays. So she has to give up her Twitch happy hour, but she's going to move that happy hour, or it might be under a different name, to Thursday. She's taking over Rollin'. This is what I mean. It's like, oh my God, all your Twitch DJs that have been like unemployed during the Corona apocalypse are now going back to work. So Airson is moving to Thursdays, taking over for DJ Time, who is now going back to work at a day job on Thursdays, and DJ Time's going to be doing a new Sunday show. So there's all like, yes. DJ Time's moving to Sunday. Airson's been knighted to the heir of the Thursday throne. That was that was it. And then I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, let me get my ass back to San Francisco where shit's opening up. I'm gonna miss Berlin so much. But I'm back and forth between Berlin and San Francisco all the time. And Jupiter Gatling and I are both figuring stuff out. It's the big mix-up. It's the big mix-up on our Twitch channel. But the big takeaway from all of this is we love Twitch. We are not giving it up. We are not... this has been... Like, seriously, we would not have been able to get through the Corona apocalypse as well as we did if it was not for starting to live stream to keep us sane, but also discovering such a brand new audience that appreciates mashup culture as much as we do. So I'm so damn happy that all of you are here, and it is time for happy hour. So let's get our dancing shoes ready. It's happy hour. You will see me again in 6 hours. I'm doing a late set for Meme Girls. Lobster Dust and Tibby will be doing the first out, of course, with the Dance Commander Disco. And now it's time to get ready for DJ Erison. Thanks, everyone, for being here and hanging out with me. Thanks, William Maranci, for being my guest on Mashup Talk. Mwah. See you all. Hit refresh if you don't see Erison. Mwah.